So in this video, I wanted to talk about how I'm learning to bounce back from rejection. So when I get rejected by a girl that I like, or a group of people, or anyone that I admire really, how to stop being so hard on myself, how to stop my mind from just immediately jumping to a negative place. Like, why am I even trying? This shit's never gonna work out for me. Should have just stayed home. To still retain like a relatively positive attitude, to get rejected and still be able to like have fun after, because I didn't really think that was possible. And this is something I don't really see talked about on YouTube that much, because the fear of rejection is something everyone experiences. Like, I've always said that for most people, when it comes to like relationships and like meeting people, fear of rejection is the biggest thing holding them back. Because if I were to put it like this, like, if you knew they were going to say yes, then you would go over. Like 100% of the time, you would go over. It's like the fear of rejection. So to go through all that and then experience rejection, to have a negative experience, that's very difficult. So I'll tell you a story. So a couple of months ago, I was in the club with one of my guys, and I'm pretty drunk. Like, it's late into the night at this point, and he says, let's go talk to some girls. And to be honest, I'm not really in the mood. I'm not really feeling it. My energy is kind of like low. Like, I'm tired. I kind of want to go home. But I agree, almost because I like just want to save a bit of face. Like, I don't want to look stupid in front of this guy. So he points out some girls and he said, let's go talk to them. And me wanting to like take the lead and almost impress him, even though I'm not really feeling it, I'm like, fuck it, like, let me go over. Let me just get this out of the way. And I don't exactly remember what I did. I'm hoping that I didn't go and like tap this girl on the shoulder or something. But I did something to get her attention. And the second she turns around, she's like, no. Like, she's waving her hands around in the air. She's like reacting almost like, I was going to say she's reacting violently. Not violently, but like her reaction is like very like high drama. She doesn't say anything to me, but she's almost like signaling to me, like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, why would you even talk to me? And she just walks off with her friend. And I turn back to my friend and he's looking like, he's not being a dick. Like, he's not laughing, but like, I can tell he's thinking like, what the fuck did you just say? And I didn't even say anything. And I go back over to him with like a brave face, and I just like shrug my shoulders. But I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm fucking wincing on the inside. I'm absolutely wincing. Like, I feel like almost like physical pain. Like, this was very, very, very painful. Like, I can almost like, I don't even know whether to say this or not, but like, I would say I was like not too far off from like tears welling up in my eyes. Like, I feel kind of embarrassed to say it, but like, that's how like brutal it felt. And yeah, it just really, really, really got to me. And in that moment, I'm thinking like, wow, like, am I so physically repulsive that girls like just run away from me whenever they see me? Was I so like awkward? Did I do something so off-putting that she couldn't like stand to even hear like a word out of my mouth? Was I just that creepy? And this is what I've been known to do sometimes. Like, my mind will just start going to like a negative place, and it will ignore like all the positives that I may have had in my life. Like, I'm not like a fucking playboy or anything, but I've like, I've had like experiences with girls and dating to the point where like I should probably know that, like, I'm not like repulsive. Like, maybe there are some girls out there who are interested in me, but my mind just wouldn't go to that. We almost have this like negativity bias. We're just focused on like every possible thing that could have gone wrong went wrong. My ego is just like bruised. And yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Because it's so funny that in this situation, that is where like my mind leapt to. I almost started like creating this like big list of assumptions in my head. Like she found me ugly, she she thought I was awkward, she thought I was a creep. All of these things that like, they may be true. They may be true. But the thing is, I don't know them for certain. I don't know these things for sure, and I actually have like zero clarity. Like I didn't even begin to like figure out what I like possibly did wrong, or even if it was something that I did wrong. Like you got to realize I didn't even say one word to this girl before I got rejected. At least in some rejections I've had, I can figure out why. Like I don't know, maybe I like I like rushed my words out, or I came on like a bit too strongly, and that's fine. But in this rejection, I had zero clarity, yet my mind just still leapt to this negative story. This negative story that I'm telling myself, like, you're a fuck up. You shouldn't have even tried. Think of all the times this went badly for you, yet you still tried. Like, what's the point? And this is very interesting to me because it's all about these stories that we tell ourselves. It's really normal. It's perfectly normal to be like disappointed after getting rejected. Like no guy is going to get rejected and not like feel like maybe like a little bit of pain. Even the guys who are like, even the guys who like it just seems to go well for them. They have loads of friends, they've got loads of girls or whatever. Even those guys do experience like a bit of like that like wince of pain after getting rejected. But when you start spiraling, when your mind goes to all these negative places, telling yourself that you're worthless, you're like unlovable, you're this and that, you're ugly, you're awkward. A lot of the time, at least I've identified this with me, that's not me reacting to the situation in front of me. That's actually me reacting to some like past pain or fear that I experienced. If your mind just automatically goes to that place, like if you start having thoughts, she found me ugly. If you got rejected for like, I don't know, you startled a girl and she didn't want to talk to you. Or, I don't know, you said the wrong thing to her. But your mind still goes to the fact, oh, she thought I was ugly, even though there's like a plausible explanation to what it might have been. If you find yourself going to that place, it's usually connected to like a past experience. Like, I definitely have some kind of like sensitivity about like how I look. And that comes from the past. Maybe people making fun of how I looked in school. Certain people calling me ugly when I was younger. I feel like I probably was an ugly kid when I was younger. And yeah, this thing about me being awkward, I got like bullied a little bit for being socially awkward. People would literally say that to me, like, why are you so awkward? So I do have like a bit of pain in the back of my head. And that causes me to just like jump to these negative places because I have these like deeply instilled beliefs about myself. But my internal reality, even when it's not true, that still influences me. That's still where my mind goes to. So my point is here, it's like, if we're going to go to this negative place, if we're going to go to this negative story, whether it's based on the truth or not, if we're going to like list off assumptions, things that we don't know, like, because truly I did not have any information to go off in that rejection because I didn't even say anything. If I'm going to make all these negative assumptions about myself, then I can at least give it a go to change the story, to assume some things about this situation that suit me, to assume the best case scenario. So what do I mean by this? So if I truly don't know like why I was rejected, instead of leaping to like I'm ugly, why don't I create the story that allows me to retain some self-worth. Like, whether it's true or false, whether you think this is delusional, that's besides the point, because I truly don't know. But if I don't know, why don't I assume the best case scenario? For example, why don't I assume this girl has a boyfriend? Not only does she have a boyfriend, she is so fiercely loyal to her boyfriend that she will not even look in the direction of another boy. She is that loyal. So me going over to her, that's not anything to do with me. That's her being loyal. Or she was honestly, this is quite a common one, which is often turns out to be true. She was just having like a really fucking bad day. Like, she had some bad news, or maybe even in that club, she had like a dozen creepy guys come over to her before me. So whether I'm being like actually creepy or not, she's thinking like, she's applying that same thinking to all men, like, just get the hell out of my face, you fucking creep. I don't know these things for certain. These are all like variables that I don't know. And some people are going to watch this and think that's delusional. But since I started doing this, like, and I apply this to like all situations in life where I'm kind of in the dark, instead of just defaulting to that negative place, which can be very easy, just try to be like a bit objective at least. Like, if you don't know, you don't know. Dealing with the uncertainty is hard when we have those like past experiences and we're like looking for ways to explain it, like, oh, it must be this, it must be this. But if we truly don't know, can we not try like rewriting the story? Can we not try and like instill some positive, even if they're delusional beliefs, instead of negative ones, which might be as like equally delusional? So try this again, like when you get rejected, whether it's by a girl, whether it's by like someone you admire, try and think of like a positive reason instead of just flipping to the negative. And also keep in mind that like rejection in itself, I still don't fully see it this way, but I'm working towards it. It's actually a blessing, because rejection is a compatibility test. If you're just going about your life, if you're being authentic, maybe this doesn't apply to people who are like, you know, they haven't really figured themselves out, or, you know, they're always trying to impress others. But if you're just being you, if you're authentically just going about life as you, and someone rejects you, then they're doing you a favor, because they know, or you and them know, this relationship isn't going to work. So why not cut through the bullshit? We can both go our separate ways. And I always say that, you know, if you're putting that kind of energy out into the world, if you're just authentically you, if you don't hide who you are, the people who do resonate with that, it's like law of attraction. They'll seek you out. They'll know that you're someone who they can like have fun with, and they'll find you. But that doesn't work without rejection. See, I'll cut the video there. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I'm currently doing free coaching. I'll go through any kind of social problem you have. This is like very, very like low-key kind of coaching. I'm not here to like fucking preach at you. I just want to hear you out. And again, it's totally free. Book a call with me through the link in my bio, and I'll see you soon.